You look happier now than being on RHOP. Absolutely. I'm much happier. I'm much happier. I don't feel like I have a wall up anymore. Even in filming this season, I felt like my first season when I was on RHOP, where I could just be me and not have to be guarded. So as each year went by, I just felt more and more guarded before. Whereas now, I feel like how they're telling the story is pretty much how things happen. Obviously, we can't put all the details in every episode because it's just so much, you know. We're filming scenes for like 3 hours sometimes, and then they have to chop that down into like a 5-minute clip. So it's a lot, but at least it's not being like, there's nothing contrived. There's nothing like, let me just pop this right there to fit my agenda, you know? He did say, shh, Lord, y'all was fired. He didn't say shh, he said hush. Yes. That was like, it was an intense moment because like, I felt like I was trying to tell my story. We were talking about COVID. We were all sharing our COVID stories. And then I was telling my COVID story, and then I got cut off. And then once I tried to jump back in the conversation, then it was like, oh, don't talk don't over talk Chris. Let Chris talk. And I'm like, wait, I was the one that was telling the story. And I got cut off. And everybody just skipped over that. But whatever. It happens. I'm used to it. Usually when you're very loud, like I'm a very loud person. When I speak, I'm very passionate in how I speak. So usually in those situations, I'm going to be the one that's going to get labeled as, oh, you need to calm down. Whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. I've been hearing that my whole entire life. So, you know, but when I'm being cut off, it's always excused. It's okay for me to be cut off and silenced. Yes, it's more real and transparent. It is. The circle of love, period, is what it is. Exactly. Yes, it's definitely a relatable show for us. Yes, it's so relatable. I swear. Everything. And you know what? That's one thing about me. I don't like to hold back because I do realize it doesn't matter even how the editing comes down to it. If I'm being me 100% and I'm being open and I'm being vulnerable, I'm being transparent, I know there's somebody out there that is going to see what I'm presenting, see what I'm going through, see what our situation is. There's going to be somebody out there that can relate to it. Not everybody can relate to it. It's not meant for everybody. You know, that's why we have several couples. But at the end of the day, I do realize that somebody's going to be able to look at that and say, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, that's exactly what I go through with my spouse. Or, oh, I see myself. Maybe I do need to tone it down. Maybe I do need to, you know, take a step back and be more grateful or more appreciative for what I have. Like, that's what it's really all about. That's why I love to share. Faces by Bravo. What's up, Steven, babe? Yes. What's going on, y'all? I'm making my way through these comments. They're coming in. Where did you discover that Africa had an original name? So, I don't know if y'all know, but watching my Tea with Monique. So, Tea with Monique is my YouTube channel. And in the past year, I was going live every week on Wednesdays, and we talked a lot about African spirituality and just different things. And I loved it because the people that would tune in and chime, we would all exchange information. So one of the people that was, I think his or her name was Manifest Our Destiny on YouTube. I think that's the name of the particular page that made this comment. And they chimed in and they said, did you know that Africa is not the original name? That's the name of the, I think the Roman or the Greek person who discovered it, you know, Africanus. So I was like, no, what's the original name? So he or she said, Alkebulan. It's spelled Alkebulan. Alkebulan. And I was like, what? I'm going to have to research this. And sure enough, I looked into it. You can Google it. And it tells you the original name of the continent was Alkebulan. So yeah, that's where I discovered it, from conversation. Having good conversation, having that great energy exchange. Yes. Yes, me and my husband overtalk each other when we're trying to get a point across. We take a break and come back to it later. Yes, that's important too. And those are the things that actually do happen. But you know, we don't always have time for that when we're, you know, airing the show. But yeah, that's very important because it's hard when you're trying to have a discussion in front of company who does not know the backstory. They don't know the whole story. So as soon as I start speaking and I'm like, yeah, I had COVID twice. The first time was bad. The second time wasn't as bad, but I was very tired. On top of that, I was upstairs for 4 days. And, you know, my family wasn't checking on me. They weren't feeding me. I was going to get to the end of the story, but I was cut off. Chris obviously was triggered because he doesn't want to ever appear as if he just doesn't care about me and he's not taking care of me. And that wasn't my point of even saying what I said. I was just telling my story of the second time I had COVID. So it was a triggering moment for him. And then after that, he started to explain that usually when Monique is sleeping, she'll yell at me if I wake her up. And then that's when I jump back in and I'm like, hold on, you got to clarify that because these people that are sitting here don't know that what you're talking about now is nap time. So it's not like while I had COVID, he comes up and he wakes me up and then I'm like yelling at him like, ah. That wouldn't make sense for me to then say, oh, for 4 days, nobody checked on me. No. So what he was explaining was normally when I'm tired and I'm taking a nap, he'll come upstairs and he'll wake me up and I like go off. I'm like, I'm trying to get a nap. I'm tired. Don't wake me up. If I'm asleep, let me sleep. But in this instance, I was sick with COVID. So in that instance, yes, come check on me. Make sure I'm still alive, So he wasn't thinking that way. He was thinking more like, okay, Monique, she's sick, but she's getting her sleep. I don't want to disturb her. So that's where the confusion came into play. After the 4th day, when I had enough strength, that's when I told him, I said, Chris, you got to check on me. Like, come upstairs and check on me. Like, make sure I'm not running a fever, like check on me, please, And after we had the conversation, then he was like, oh, okay. And then he would check on me. So we didn't get to get all of that out because we were too busy trying to defend ourselves as we were telling the story and cutting each other off. So this show fits your marriage better than the other show that you guys were on. Yes. And you know what I love? So let's go back to Ashley. First of all, Ashley is such a girl's girl. She is so amazing. And I love having exchanges and talks with Ashley. So it's nice because, and I'm talking about Ashley Silva on Love and Marriage DC. What was nice is when we had our conversation about our husbands, we have so much in common. And it just made me feel really good talking to her because, sometimes you feel a little bit alone when you're dealing with certain things, especially if you have a lot of friends who maybe don't have a successful marriage or they were divorced or they went through a bad relationship. They will look at from the outside in at my marriage and my circumstance and they would look at it like, oh, you have it made, there's nothing you should complain about. There's nothing that you should want more, and at times you feel really alone because you feel like nobody really understands my position and where I am because they're just looking at everything else. So in speaking with Ashley, it's so refreshing because she gets it. She's in a similar situation as me where we have good men. My husband is amazing. Like, he's a great dad. He's a great husband. He's a great person. But there are certain things that maybe emotionally that we need. Maybe there is something about, the connection that we need to be strengthened. I'm sorry, y'all, my eyes are burning because I just wiped makeup like right into my eye. I'm about to take these lashes off, y'all. Woo, okay. So, that feels much better. So it's nice having somebody that is in a similar situation. Quick is a great husband. He's a great father. He provides for his family the same way Chris is. But there are certain things that Ashley desires in her marriage that she doesn't feel she's getting or she needs more of. So it's nice that we were able to have that conversation. And the thing that I love about Love and Marriage DC is that when we do have those moments, it's about support. It's not about bashing. It's not like Ashley is just like, girl, yeah, she told me this and this, that, and the other, and making it into something else. It's like, no, wow, this is refreshing. This doesn't feel manufactured or produced. It feels raw from the Samuels. Oh, it's very raw. And I don't do anything that's fake. Like, I can't. Like, even going into this, I knew. So when we initially decided to do the show, we didn't start filming for like a lot of months later. And as those months passed, as we were going into filming season, I remember texting Carlos, and I was like, "Woo, child!" I was like, "Me and Chris been at it. We've been at it, you know." And I was like, "I'm not gonna fake like everything's hunky dory over here." That's where we were in that moment, you know. So yeah, you're getting real and you're getting raw, and you're getting what marriage is like. You know, a lot of times we look on social media and we see people just smiling and, oh, this is the love of my life, this is my boo, and all of that. And then as soon as they put that camera down after they take that picture, they don't even like each other, you know? So, like, I don't want to give a false sense of what marriage is. 10 years in, this is what it could look like. For some people, it's 7 years. Everybody gets that itch where it's just like, whoa, we got some things we need to work on. And I'm not backing down off of what I know I need in this marriage. You know, and it goes back and forth, you know. You said you had reality TV, PTSD. Did you speak with someone after leaving RHOP for your mental stability? So let me explain that. So, yes, definitely. I still have a therapist. When I was filming reality TV the first time around, I'm a very like high vibrational person. Like I love good vibes. I love good energy. When I was on that show, I did not do a good job of protecting my peace, protecting my energy, and I didn't even realize it until I left. And after I left, it was like it was such a toxic experience that I had to like purge all that toxicity out of me, like literally. But no, I did a lot of counseling. I was seeing a therapist. Chris and I both were actually seeing a therapist. I also started just like kind of like going on a spiritual journey, which caused me to change my diet, which caused me to be just more protective of my peace. I would never again allow myself to be in any situation that disrupts my peace, you know? So that is first and foremost. And now that I'm aware of it, after having gone through it the first time, now that I'm aware of it, I know better how to protect my energy and my space and be more open to, you know, what's happening in my current environment. So I was way too naive and way too trusting back then. And I've grown so much as a person. So absolutely. When you are a person who is used to being in more positive spaces, and then you know that your intention is always to bring good, you know, in every room that you walk in, for you to then be put on this platform where people are criticizing you so openly and they're having their own opinion, and you're watching things and you're just like, well, no, that's not how it happened. That's not how it went down. There's so much judgment. It does take you on a whole journey of just like making sure that you understand who you are and never losing sight of who you are, knowing who you are, all of that stuff. I never really cared about the comments. They don't bother me, honestly, because I respect people's opinion. And I'm one of those people that do realize that people are basing what they're saying off of what they're watching. So if I'm watching something, I'm more likely going to have the same takeaway as you. But because I know the full picture, I don't let the comments bother me, because I'm like, I know they don't know. So yeah, if I saw that, then I would probably feel the same way. So yeah, I don't let it get to me. I address things as I feel like addressing them. But at the end of the day, everybody should have their own opinion, and I'm respectful of that. So, but yeah, it's very important to me when you're on reality TV, especially, to have a therapist like on call while you're going through it and while it's airing, because you're rehashing a lot of things. You're having to re-deal with things that you already worked through as you're watching it play out on TV, as you're, you know, in your interviews and things like that. You're having to relive it constantly. So, yes. Where's Chris? Are we going to see more of him on social media like the other husbands?
No.
You want to say hi, Chris?
What up, everybody? I'm not a big social media person, so probably not.
Yeah, but you are on a reality show. Like, you're an actual cast member. So it's kind of like a part of the job.
All right, teach me how to work it, because I really don't know.
You know how to work it.
Not that great for
Chris, Twitter, all you're doing is hitting the plus sign and adding your thoughts. Like, I've already showed you that. And using the hashtag LAMDC.
I don't even know how to, like, I don't think I ever opened my Twitter in
Chris, you have opened your
years.
Twitter.
in
Yeah,
a few years.
it's been a few years, but if you take the first step, I can help you walk through that door. It's actually pretty fun, especially while the show's airing. People need to hear from you, you know? So anyway, oh my God, yeah, seriously. Thank you, Jess X Lori. Y'all stop with the RHOP stuff. Like, I don't even like mentioning that other show. But it is what it is. It's part of my life. But y'all bringing up stuff like watch season 5, watch the reunion. Everything that y'all are talking about already happened. Anywho. So Offertina, you were saying black men are just hard to please. You know what? I can agree with that, and I can also say that black women are hard to please as well. I think I won't even make it a black thing. Just in general, in relationships, because it's like an onward and upward thing. You know, you're elevating together, right? So as you grow, the things that I needed 5 years ago are not the same things that I need right now. Because we're growing. We're supposed to get better. That's actually a good thing, you know? And you go through these moments where it's like a growth moment. It's like a growing pain. It's like right now, here is where I am. I'm trying to get to that next level. And at this new level, this is what I need. And we have to just keep raising each other up, you know? You shouldn't holler at a black man. Okay, and a black man shouldn't holler at a black woman either. It's not, yeah, it's not that. So here's the thing. Chris and I are both very loud people, right? The way we talk to each other is how we talk to each other. It may not work for everybody else. Monique, stop doing Chris like that in front of people. Do it behind closed doors. Hello, we're on reality TV. Are you serious? Are y'all serious? So that means y'all just want us to just sit there and not talk at all. And then y'all be complaining. Y'all aren't being real about what's going on in your marriage. Y'all are being so fake and phony. We're on reality TV, so we kind of have to do what we do in front of people. It's just what it is. Y'all's conversation felt very grown. On reality TV, a lot there are childish conversations, you know. Yes, absolutely. Because we're not trying to go along with the normal, typical black family stereotype that we typically see on TV. You know, a lot of times they don't show us as people who function and also have dysfunctions, but we still make it through. You know, we have longevity. Like, we represent so many black families out there, you know, and families in general. So yeah, we're gonna always keep it real. There's something about Winter that does not sit right. Her vibe is really off. I usually don't make comments like this, so please be careful. Oh no, listen, y'all, this whole season is gonna be like a whole shoot. Oh man, I just did something to my leg. This whole season is going to be like, it's going to be like a whole roller coaster. And what I like about this friendship circle is that all of us are like social friends, with the exception of Tasha. So Tasha and I have known each other because of RHOP. She used to be a hairstylist. She had her own shop and everything. And now she's doing real estate. So she doesn't do hair anymore. But we've always had a good relationship. And Tasha is like one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. But we have made it clear. And that's one thing that I said even from the beginning. I don't want anybody to think like, oh, we're trying to act like we're besties. And no, we have made it very clear that all of us came around each other as social couples. Like, we're social couples. And you are literally watching right before your eyes everything unfold. And how we're getting to know each other. How we're beginning to get to know each other better, be more open, be more vulnerable. Every episode, you'll see us opening up more and more to each other. And there is some longevity as well. So like Winter and I have known each other for probably we've known each other probably like 16 years, 14, 15, 16, somewhere around there. So her ex-husband and my husband played for the Washington team. They played in NFL together. So that's how I know Winter. But over the years, our relationship has been more of like checking in, you know, like we didn't hang out. We weren't like on the phone, just like talking it up. It was more like, hey, how's everything going? Like, we run into each other, or, you know, I'm like, hey, I have my Not for Lazy Mom platform. I would love for you to come on. you know, like it was more like catching up, like girl empowerment, you know, how's the family? Everybody's good. You know, hey, I have this event, come hang out. More like that. So as you see, I don't want to give too much away, but as you'll see, as things start to unfold this season, you'll see how the relationships grow, how we all get to learn more about each other that we didn't know before. Nobody's off limits, y'all. So yes, my husband and I are on year 10 and we are in a similar space. So I truly appreciate your transparency. Makes me feel normal, like it's not just us. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. Queen Trey, thank you, because you are the reason that I am being so open and I don't care about what anybody has to say. I don't care about the comments because you are a person who I know. I'm like, I know if I continue to be me, I know there's somebody that's going to relate to what I'm going through. I know that there's somebody out there that's going to relate to what Chris is going through. I know that you're going to have people that are going to be like, oh, don't say that. Oh, don't do that. But y'all don't know my walk. Y'all know my situation, you know, but it is what it is. Everybody learns from it. And I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for making a comment because that makes it all worth it. Which other African country will you visit in the future? Listen, I would love to go back to the continent every year and discover something new. So I would love to go to Zimbabwe. I want to go see Lake Victoria Falls. I would love to go to like South Africa and I want to see it all, y'all. I want to see it all. So yes. Loved your hair tonight. Thank you. I'm 7 months locked. Love it. Awesome. I love you, girl, but you talk too much. Let a man be a man. I'm not trying to be a man. I'm not trying to stop him from being a man. And how else will you get what you need in life if you don't speak up for yourself? So no, I don't talk too much. I'm going to continue to talk. My husband talk more than I do. So it is what it is. All reality TV doesn't have to be toxic. Exactly. That's the only reason that I'm even back on reality TV is because I'm in a situation that is much better than the one I came from. So this situation isn't toxic. And at the point, if it ever gets toxic, I'm out. You know, you heard it first. It's very genuine. The drama that unfolds is very genuine. If there is drama, it's not something that is forced. You know what I'm saying? And then the people that I'm around aren't toxic people. You know, like y'all will see as the episodes go by. But it's a good situation. I felt very comfortable with the production, with the crew, everything. So it was awesome. Yeah, I would definitely suggest anybody. First of all, y'all need a therapist anyway. Everybody has trauma that you need to work through. Having a therapist is a great thing. But if you're doing reality TV, you definitely need a therapist. So I have a potty training book. Go to notforlazymoms.com and you'll be able to check out exactly what I did for each one of my children when it came to the potty training journey. I'm trying to go back to Africa for my birthday. End of September going into October. So I'm working on that now, trying to get the details and also figure out my calendar. If I don't go back in October, then January. So we'll see how it works out. We are gods and goddesses. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Do you think the RHOP cast gets offended when you say that other show? I really don't care. They said your absence is why people want to see you.
Who, me?
Yeah. Yeah, because don't nobody know what Chris thinking about outside the show. Because he don't talk to nobody.
I done made my mind. I ain't reading no. I ain't looking at none of that stuff. I'm just looking at the show.
Right, but you should like at least live tweet. You can do that.
All right, maybe next time I'll show me how to do it.
Whatever. If he don't want to do it, he ain't going to do it. Like, I'm going to do my part. That's all I can do. Let him know what to post is what. No, I'm not doing that. Like, he's a whole grown man. See, that's the type of crap that people need to get out of. Just because we're a couple doesn't mean that I have to do everything for him that he can actually do for himself. Like, no, he can tweet his own thoughts by himself. If he doesn't want his thoughts out there, then that's on him. When I'm doing my Twitter thing, I'm like, I'm trying to keep up as the show's going, and I'm, you know, trying to keep up with what's happening in the episode. And yeah, I'm not I'm not doing that. I can't stand people that coddle their men. Like, that is so annoying. Like, I don't like those wives that treat their men like they're children. Like, I don't think that's cool. Like, I don't like it. You know, so yeah, that won't ever be me. And I won't ever like be comfortable with that. I'm always going to like, if I feel like my husband is slacking, I'm going to push him and say, no, you got this. Let's do it. If he thinks I'm slacking, he's going to push me too. Like, it's supposed to be a 50-50 relationship. Like, that's what, to me, that's what marriage should be. It shouldn't be one person doing everything. And, you know, like, I just feel like it should be 50-50. I appreciate Love and Marriage Huntsville and what they're doing. And let's just be real. They literally paved the way for Love and Marriage DC to exist. So they've been on, this is their 4th season. They have been holding it down, being real, being open, being genuine about their whole process, their life, going through some really serious stuff and being open with the audience about what they're going through. So shout out to Love and Marriage Huntsville, the cast, Carlos King. They're doing an excellent job, and I'm just grateful to be a part of the franchise, and I'm very grateful for them being able to open a door for our show to be here, you know? So, yeah, very grateful, and we'll always support.